Radio, where your host, serial entrepreneur Shimeon Frederick and business consultant Kurt Lucien break down the building blocks of putting together a solid business plan that will take you right to the top. Join us every Thursday where you, the entrepreneur, put your thoughts of having a successful business forward and enjoy the rewards that it brings. You can call into the show at 888-565-1470, or you can join our chat room on Facebook. Just type Trusted Biz Radio. Now, let's get this business plan going with Shimeon Frederick and Kurt Lucien.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trusted Biz Radio, where myself, Shimeon, and Kurt, and we have our guest today, Mike. Mike is lives in Florida, South Florida, and his business is Stanley Steamer out of Delray Beach. So we'll be going over today a few different things. One of the things we're going to go over is we're going to go over call center, inbound calls, and customer service, as well as upselling and customer support, and Mike's going to be helping us with a lot of that. He's one of the specialists that do it. So, Mike, you want to tell a little bit about your company?
Absolutely, sir. Well, it started in 1947 by a guy named Jack Bates, who's the father of Wes Bates, who's the owner of all Stanley Steamers. They eventually franchised out. 1982, my father starts working for them as a carpet cleaner.
Cool.
He works his way up from the trucks into management. And in the 90s, his brothers moved down from New York, from their family business, and they end up buying it and owning it. So it's a really cool kind of Cinderella story where, you know, you truly start from the bottom all the way to the top.
That's great. So I know Stanley Steamer to do carpet cleaning.
Right.
But during our conversation earlier, you said that they do so much more.
We honestly do. We're known for residential carpet cleaning,
right,
mainly. But we really have moved into and specialize in many other things, including tile and grout, upholstery, air duct cleaning. We've actually gotten into whole home disinfecting. This is something that we do in hospitals, the Navy ships. We do it in nursing homes, and now residential homes. People who suffer from asthma, allergies, stuff like that. What we do is we'll go in and we'll use an electrically charged spray gun. Kind of looks like a Ghostbusters gun. It's kind of cool, like a backpack and everything.
Ghostbuster style.
Yeah, and it helps people tremendously. It's really cool to be helping people, and it's wonderful.
And speaking about helping people, I mean, that's your job, isn't it? Your job is to help people, distress people on the phone. Tell me a little bit about what it is that you do personally for Stanley Steamer.
I uphold the quality of our phone calls, mainly in the call center. So in college, I'm a hospitality major from Florida State. And so I've been able to take that knowledge and really incorporate it into the call center. Not that we weren't doing that before, but I've really been able, that's where I've learned books like Raving Fans, or the author Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Right.
Reading those influential books and applying it to our company to provide nothing but the highest quality customer service possible.
That's good.
That's my job, is to ensure that happens.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're good at it. I mean, it sounds like you're going above and beyond by reading books and implementing other best practices into the business.
And that's a part of our training for every single employee.
Really?
Yes.
It's a good training program. We'll touch on training another time.
Yeah, I know.
So when people call you, I guess you get the gamut. You get some people that are very happy and some people that are not so happy.
Sure.
How do you handle one or the other?
Well, you always got to realize that they're just people just like you, and we're all consumers, and sometimes, and we do the best we can as often as we can, but sometimes we make mistakes. We're humans. And what we do is we of course listen to the person, listen to their frustrations, and hear them out. You got to hear somebody out. You don't want to always be pushing your agenda, your objective on the other person when they're trying to explain to you what issue they're having. And so the first thing you do is you shut up, you sit back, and you listen, and you let them explain themselves, and then you go about helping them from there. And that's with an upset person. Of course, having people, we love to listen to that all day long.
Yeah.
I actually just got to my phone a minute ago 5-star rating from a survey we sent out from yesterday, explaining how how helpful they were and how professional they were, and what we advertise is what they got in the home, and a lot of times you don't get that.
That's true, yeah. That's
You
great.
get the hidden fees, the hidden charges, what you see on the commercial isn't always what you get in the home.
Yeah, they have the bait and switch type of thing. Like for $29.99, you can have your whole house done if your house is about this size.
Right.
Yeah.
Kitchen
Right.
size, kitchen.
Exactly.
Small kitchens.
We try to uphold that standard that you see on TV. That's what you're going to get in your home.
So what would you say are the key values? I mean, we're an entrepreneur show, so a lot of us are building businesses from the ground up.
Right.
And a lot of times when we're putting together our value statement, it's tough to get in touch with the values that you want to have manifest in your business. So
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. My father, he's very, very big on integrity. We come from old school background. My grandfather, he owned in White Plains a Sunoco gas station.
Right.
And my father learned from an early age that the best way to do business is a way with integrity. And so he created this thing called, we're a disc company. It's just right in the employee handbook, right when you get started. The first thing you read, first page, D for dedicated. We're dedicated to our customers, dedicated to our employees. I, integrity. You always have integrity no matter what. Okay. S, selfless attitude towards your coworkers. And
good.
it's always for the greater good.
Yeah.
C, caring. Caring is the most important part of the disc. You have to genuinely care about what you're doing, or else it comes off as fake, and that's not what we're trying to portray.
Yeah.
Love
true.
those. Love that.
That's a good acronym.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well stated.
Thank you. It's attributed to him, definitely.
Good. So I guess that served you through the years, and it makes one of the things I've learned in my life is it's a lot easier to make decisions when you make them based on your core values,
Absolutely.
and not let all the other circumstances and things cloud your judgment. You do it straight from your core values, so it's good that you have a very clear core value system.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
number one. That's the basis.
You have any questions, Kurt?
Well, basically, in terms of what you were saying before, the onboarding process, when someone calls in and tries to take us through a normal step-by-step way in some terms, how you guys would flow through a system. So if someone calls in saying
Like a
that
phone
they
call?
want to, yeah.
Okay. Well, the first thing is when we answer, we say, well, thank you for using Stanley Steamer. My name is Mike. What service can I help you with today? And we'll do a soft sell, carpet, upholstery, air ducts, because people don't know that we do those things. So that's kind of our first way of just, oh, well, I didn't know that you did that. Tell me about that. And then we'll talk, have a conversation about what they're interested in having. Typically, someone's having a particular issue, which is why they're calling us. So that's what I stress upon my people as well in there, is that we always want to ask them, what issue are you currently experiencing? Are you just spring cleaning? Or
Right.
is there a particular mess that your kid made on the floor? Or do you have asthma and allergies that you want the air ducts cleaned? And that will help guide us and to offer certain services that would be beneficial for them. So we're not trying to just sell everything that we have. We're
Right.
trying to help a customer, and by actually listening to somebody and what their issue is, then you know what their issue is and how to solve it.
What
Right.
product? What products would best suit their needs? How many
Right.
products do you guys have in the product line?
Well, it really
Basically,
depends what service, but anything for upholstery and carpet, you have our enzyme treatment, which is a deodorization, or we have the protector, which is similar to a Scotch guarding, but Stanley Steamer manufactured. If you have tile and grout, we do sealant. We can do a clear seal, which is invisible layer protection
Okay,
if you don't
gotcha.
have any staining or anything like that. But if you do have staining, you guys know if you're going to re-grout something, that's very, very expensive. And if you have staining, discoloration, and stuff like that, we offer a color seal service where we actually use an acrylic-based sealant, and the guys individually paint each and every grout line in the home, which provides the uniformity you're looking for at a lower cost. And it looks beautiful, and it transforms the look of the whole home. And
Good idea.
It's cool. It's really great. So it really depends what service, and by asking the right questions and listening to the customer, we can offer something. But not every call needs something.
Yeah.
And that it's interesting that you say listen to the customer, because there's two things that pop in mind when I hear that. One is most people don't listen, they hear. And when they are listening, they're not listening to understand what the person's saying. They're listening to agree or disagree based on their philosophy.
Correct.
That's the
Absolutely.
first thing. And then I always share with my salespeople, I'm like, sell them what they're buying. Don't sell them what you're selling. Some people
Absolutely.
are, like you said, some people are buying, hey, my kid just spilled a... So if we're talking about something that's totally different and it's not their pain point, then
Major disconnect.
they'll find someone else. So, yeah, I mean, those are very insightful messages. Thank you.
Absolutely. Listening is key. Always.
Yeah.
Always, whether
So-
it's a friend or a customer.
Right. So do you have one location or you
We
have
actually
several
have
locations?
multiple locations. We're a franchise. Stanley Steamer, we're all over the nation.
Of course.
But our particular franchise, the Scalera franchise, we have one in Delray Beach, Florida. We have one in Port St. Lucie. And then we have one in, actually, random enough, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Well, it gives you an excuse to go to Louisiana, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, they got some great food over there. Boy. So it's always a joy to go there. So we've got, pretty wide area that we cover. But it's great, yeah.
If you had to pinpoint, and I hate these questions when people ask me, so forgive me, but
No
you're
question
getting
you
it,
can
bud. If you had to pinpoint one thing that would say is your key to success, what would you say? Not your success personally, but the success of the business. What would you say it would be? That one thing.
I would go back to what I said before, and it would just be our integrity. That is, that is who we are, and that goes from the top down. And you cannot work for Stanley Steamer unless you have integrity. And and our customers feel that. If something pops back up, we have a 30-day guarantee on all of our cleaning. We go back after that. Actually, every Stanley Steamer in the country has a 10-day guarantee. We extended it to 30. Customer calls 35 days later and say, hey, this spot came back up. We're going back out there.
Yeah.
You bet we are, because all we care about is the customer and how happy they are with our service, and we'll do anything to achieve that. But again, I would go back to integrity and what my father has instilled in all of us.
That's
So,
good. All right, cool. So this is a family business. Do you have siblings?
I do. It's my father and his two brothers that own, my uncles. And I have one brother. He's actually our water mitigation manager, the flood manager. So if you wake up at 2 a.m, your hot water heater broke, unfortunately, and you got to call somebody, call us. We'll be out there within an hour. We'll take care of you.
Cool.
My cousin, he's the commercial sales manager. So he
Right.
goes out and the commercial buildings and stuff like that.
Okay,
So-
cool. So family business, which is good. We have Mike with Stanley Steamer, and we will be coming back after a short break. See you soon.
Is student loan debt weighing you down? If so, listen to this very important message. Back on June 9, 2014, President Obama declared new executive actions that would lift the crushing weight of student loan debt, including a presidential memorandum permitting around 5 million federal student loan borrowers to put a cap on their monthly payments. If you have federal student loan debt and would like to know your options, call Trusted Debt Solutions at 888-214-0140. That's 888-214-0140. Trusted Debt Solutions prepares your documents for this new student loan relief program in the fastest way, saving you from the struggle and confusion and possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You can apply if you are in default, late on payments, or if your wages are being garnished. Almost all federal loans are accepted into this program regardless of your credit. Call 888-214-0140 to find out how Obama's new executive action might affect your student loan payments. That's 888-214-0140.
Meet Mary. She's an entrepreneur, but she's struggling. She needs more sales, but is having trouble finding customers. Unfortunately, business is growing too slowly. She spends all her time working. There's no budget for marketing. That was until she discovered the power of referrals. We taught her our simple system for using referrals to achieve rapid business growth, higher conversions, higher customer loyalty, and higher customer value. So now Mary can be happy. More sales, more profits, and more time to spend with her family. Let us show you how to use referrals to boost your business. Call us now at 888-397-9786. That's 888-397-9786. You have been listening to Trusted Biz Radio who bring the making of a great business plan or project to life. Serial entrepreneur Shimmy and Frederick and business consultant Kurt Lucien will bring you ideas, guests, and great information every week on WNN 1470 and invite you to call in or join our online chat on Facebook. Just type Trusted Biz Radio. Now, back to our show.
And we're back, trustedbizradio.com and Trusted Biz Radio. You know, we do invite phone calls, so if anyone wants to call in, the toll-free number is 888-385-7696. Again, 800 rather, not 888, scratch that, 800-385-7696. We're back with Mike from Stanley Steamer, and of course, Kurt.
Yes, you do there.
Yep. And, you know, the thing I love about doing this show is that I get to learn so much, not just about people, but about different businesses and about philosophies. You know, something you shared over the break was, I thought, pretty good, and you and Kurt had a pretty good conversation about creating a healthy environment. And, you know, my philosophy, as if anybody really wants to know,
Please share.
My philosophy, you know, with business is that, you know, the environment is everything. Like, the environment that we create in our workspace is everything, and not just the aesthetic portion of it, but also the spirit portion and the camaraderie and you know, the teamwork and things of that. But you said Stanley Steamer focuses on making sure that there's a healthy environment, not just in homes, but in businesses and things like that. I'd like to hear a little bit more about that.
Sure. I mean, every single day I walk in and I try to portray a positive attitude, because that really trickles into everyone else. And when they get on the phone, and customers can hear their excitement, their happiness, and that really translates to the customer as well.
Right.
So when you have that aura, I guess you could say, in the office, I mean, everything just goes right. Really, it's beautiful. It's really a beautiful thing that I've enjoyed seeing have happen. Is just come in with a positive mindset, and it's infectious.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
people get excited. You know, people want to
Definitely.
feel good. And that's what I try to do every single day in the office.
But I mean, you know, I heard something that you said, which is try to have a positive mental attitude.
Right.
And I know that as well. Being a leader and an entrepreneur,
Sure.
every day you don't have that positive mental attitude. Sometimes you have to manufacture it.
Absolutely.
What are some of the things and some of the tools you use to I know for me, I'll jump up and down. I'll go outside and I'll scream really loud. I may run to the corner and back, just to get that energy flowing. My whole thing is motion creates emotion.
Right.
What are some of the things that you do?
To kind of relieve maybe the stress of the day and kind of get back in.
Come in and you don't have that positive mental attitude. It's like, you know, you get in your story and it's kind of like, oh, well, my day, this day is not turning out, or I got a case of the Mondays or whatever, you know.
Yeah, definitely just going back in as far as getting that positive
Luckily, I
mentality.
have really great coworkers, and we laugh a lot.
Good.
So if I'm down and out, or we got a lot of things going on today, and I'll just walking around the office and kind of talking to other people in there, they kind of get me back on track. Everyone is always just really vibrant and positive, and eventually I'll find that person that is just, you make a joke, and then just like that, bam, you're back on track, and you're rolling. Sometimes you got to take a step outside, take a little breather, drink some cold water, and get back in there ready to go.
Yeah.
But
Laughter.
yeah, laughter. But laughter is definitely the key.
That's good.
So laughter heals the heart.
and
the mind.
It all works together. It all works together. So, back to customer service. All right. I believe that customer service, it's very key. And we discussed it on a few other shows as far as getting other referrals, upselling, being able to get reviews. The 5 stars. Congratulations on that. I'm sure you get plenty of those. So
we do, and it's really cool to not only do you say that you do these things, but it actually happens in the home, and then people tell you how happy they are, and it's cool. It's how cool is that?
It's all about validation. It's a validation that the work that you guys do on a day-to-day basis, that your customers and your clients actually see that and say, you know what, I'm appreciative of that.
It's important for you and your employees to believe in what you're doing.
Right.
And if you're constantly getting feedback that what you're doing is great, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes you want to keep doing it. So that's that's what we try to do.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we recently did surveys in our office and reviews, and we shared this on the show a couple weeks ago that prior to doing those or extracting those reviews from our clients, we've had a pretty dim outlook because in customer service, all you hear are the problems all day.
Absolutely.
You know, so once we saw as many the accolades that we were getting, we shared those with other people. Then yeah, you're right. They did start feeling better about what they were doing, and say, well, there's a lot of people we are helping, which is wonderful. It's a good feeling.
Definitely, and you can't be afraid to ask. At first, you ask and you're kind of unsure what the kind of response you're gonna get, but that's the only way to grow and learn and get better is by asking those tough questions. Hey, what could we do better? Is there anything that could make your experience better, or what didn't you like?
Right.
Give us that feedback, and we'll take it, and a good company will make those changes. And that's what we try to do. Is okay, maybe we'll just try this out, and it works.
And
I think he's been listening to Trusted Biz Radio
I
because
think
we've been talking about this for the last few weeks.
I do. You guys, a lot of great stuff.
Thanks. The philosophy is everything, though, and I like the way that you use the word feedback because a lot of people look at it as criticism, and it's not criticism. It's really just the customer's experience of dealing with your organization. If you use it as objective information to better your processes, it's a lot more useful than using it as, oh man, we're not doing this right and not doing that right.
Right. Well, let's talk about what we're doing right.
Right.
Sometimes, it's we're always gonna deal with the negative, but it's really beneficial to talk about what we're doing right because everyone always hears what they're doing wrong. You always know what you're doing wrong, but not enough people tell you what you're doing right, and so we try to focus on that too.
Good. And then I know Kurt does a lot of consulting. So he consults with a lot of businesses, and he consulted with my business and helped me with my review process. So you have any questions to ask as far as customer service? I want to stay on that for a little while because it's such a key part of businesses and entrepreneurship.
Well, a big part of based on what you shared with us before and what we talked about, as you get those feedback and as you get those reviews, what do you normally do as far as a next step? Not just as far as tweaking the problems or the fault, but in terms of helping you and the company itself gauge how to take or present a new product or a new service or something more of that nature as far as the upsell is concerned. How do you kind of gauge that with referrals and all that good thing tied in?
It's a good question. We've really been focusing on commercial business as of late. Everyone knows us as residential carpet cleaners, and that's like about it, But we do so much more, and two, a lot of businesses don't know that we do commercial cleaning as well.
Right. I didn't know.
See? So we've got a particular manager. Her name is Angela, and she's pretty much a relationship builder, and she'll go out and join the Chamber of Commerce. I know that's where you met her.
Yes.
And she'll join different organizations and just get her name out there. And by keeping constant contact with people and making them feel good about what we do, it's really been able to turn up our commercial business a bit.
That's good.
That's been pretty cool. And then also, I believe you asked, what do we do instead of just tweaking some of our practices, but what do we do when we get like a negative review or something of that nature? I mean, what we'll do is we'll call back the customer immediately. If I get a 1-star review after this and they have a complaint of some sort, the first thing I'll do, I'll call them up right away and say we'll come right back out. We'll take care of any of your needs. And that's helped us out a lot in customer retention.
Wow,
is that not
good.
only do you just get the review and go, well, we messed up, we'll do better next time. No, we take action, we call that customer immediately, and we make it right.
Okay.
So that's also what
And
we
that
do.
goes back to the integrity. Doing what you promised that you said you would do.
It's all that matters in this world.
Yeah, good.
It's key.
It is
Definitely
key. It is key. When people think of customers, and you always hear the old adage, the customer is always right. And we've discussed that here. And, what are your thoughts on the customer always being right?
That's a tough one because sometimes they're not right, but you don't want to tell them that, So most of the time, we concede, for the most part, is that it's not worth arguing with somebody or something, especially if we can just go ahead and fix it and make it right. You know what, you're absolutely right, ma'am. We'll go back out there and take care of you.
Yeah, it is. It's about. I think it's about a lot about dropping our own egos.
Yes.
Especially when we know we're right.
And that's hard for people.
That's the big part, right?
Part of
that's
the ego,
tough
right?
Part, right?
Yeah.
But that's honestly, that's definitely the toughest part, of removing the ego from it. And if you're able to do that, then you can conquer any customer issue, customer complaint.
Correct.
That's tough sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Especially and that leads into my next question. So there's times where the customer knows the adage. See, it would be good if only business owners and customer service people only knew the customer was right, but the customers also know that. So a lot of times they really push and play to that.
Yes, absolutely.
How do you handle that? Because that's a tough one when you're kind of being, I don't want to say taken advantage of, but maybe they're utilizing the system or the philosophy of the organization to get a leg up.
That's also a really great question. My philosophy on that is I'm not going to put like a blanket rule or a blanket guideline or procedure in place that negatively affects 99% of my customers when only 1% of my customers is going to try to take advantage of us. Right. And so we kind of just know that that's going to happen sometimes. It happens once a month maybe, and we just deal with it. And we just, for the most part, depending on what they're asking for, demanding, whatever, we'll concede for the most part. But, we try to, we do what's most right,
for
that's
everybody.
Good.
It's great.
The common good.
The common good.
Yeah, I guess that's the word I was looking for.
Don't let the 1%, like you said, affect the flow process and the process for
one bad apple spoil for the whole bunch, right?
And one of the things I have learned is that when you have those people that are doing that, a lot of times if you just, not become confrontational with them, they kind of back down and they're,
Not only do they back down, sometimes they turn out to be some of your biggest raving fans because you know what?
Oh, yeah.
They know that they are difficult. They know that they're a difficult person to work with. And when you are able to work with them to get them the results that they didn't think that they would achieve, they love you even more and they spread the word.
You know what? Because people are used to bad service. So they feel like they have to fight and they have to start screaming right away.
Right.
And once they find out that, wow, I'm not going to have to go through this to get what I want, they can calm down.
I'd like to hear, and we're going to take a break right now, but when we come back, I want to hear from Mike one of these stories where there was a customer from wherever. I don't want to
say your name.
State any places. And he got the customer to turn around and become a raving fan. We'll be back shortly.
Meet Mary. She's an entrepreneur, but she's struggling. She needs more sales, but is having trouble finding customers. Unfortunately, business is growing too slowly. She spends all her time working. There's no budget for marketing. That was until she discovered the power of referrals. We taught her our simple system for using referrals to achieve rapid business growth, higher conversions, higher customer loyalty, and higher customer value. So now Mary can be happy. More sales, more profits, and more time to spend with her family. Let us show you how to use referrals to boost your business. Call us now at 888-397-9786. That's 888-397-9786.
Is student loan debt weighing you down? If so, listen to this very important message. Back on June 9th, 2014, President Obama declared new executive actions that would lift the crushing weight of student loan debt, including a presidential memorandum permitting around 5 million federal student loan borrowers to put a cap on their monthly payments. If you have federal student loan debt and would like to know your options, call Trusted Debt Solutions at 888-214-0140. That's 888-214-0140. Trusted Debt Solutions prepares your documents for this new student loan relief program in the fastest way, saving you from the struggle and confusion and possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You can apply if you are in default, late on payments, or if your wages are being garnished. Almost all federal loans are accepted into this program regardless of your credit. Call 888-214-0140 to find out how Obama's new executive action might affect your student loan payments. That's 888-214-0140.
You have been listening to Trusted Biz Radio, who bring the making of a great business plan or project to life. Serial entrepreneur Shimmy and Frederick and business consultant Kurt Lucien will bring you ideas, guests, and great information every week on WNN 1470 and invite you to call in or join our online chat on Facebook. Just type Trusted Biz Radio. Now, back to our show.
And we're back. And again, just to remind you, we have Mike and Kurt with us. Mike is with Stanley Steamer, and Kurt is Kurt Flirt. So before the break, we did say that we were going to come back and have a story from Mike on how that he had an irate customer or a customer that probably wasn't a fan that got turned around somehow as a fan. But before you do that, I want to share one of my stories. There's a phenomenal story that happened just recently in my business, Trusted Debt Solutions. We had a customer that called in that, a lot of times when we quote based on the Department of Education, sometimes, the quote doesn't come back right, or, something may be just off because maybe we didn't get the right information from the customer. And of course, they're always right. So of course they gave us the right information. Either way, this customer called in, irate about, the fact that the consolidation was done and he was actually still saving money. He was actually saving more than we quoted him. This is crazy.
I love that.
He was saving more than we quoted him, but because it wasn't the quote that we quoted him, he wanted a refund. So, I listened and kind of sat down and talked to him, and I explained to him how he was in a better situation now than even when the rep told him the situation he would be in that he agreed to. And of course, he's still back and forth. So, you know what? I said, sir, the consolidation's on us. I refunded his money. And nonetheless, he told me, right after that conversation, he said, because you did that, I have a daughter and my wife that we need to consolidate. And
see how that happened? Just like that.
It's so funny.
And they love you.
And they love you, yeah. So, sure enough, we signed up his daughter and his wife. And, they're all happy customers. So that's where I think that's where I was going when I said someone trying to take care, circumvent the system or whatever. But maybe they're just trying to really test what the company's really made of.
Right.
And are you somebody who's really going to stand behind your word? Because that's what he was. He said, you gave your word that this was going to be it. It's not this. I don't care if it's better. It's not what you said.
Gotta love those.
But by refunding his money and really, like you said, really just saying, all right, well, sir, you know what? For me, it's like, it's easier to, when you have a customer that's happy, it's easier to keep them happy than to turn someone from a customer that's dissatisfied or unsatisfied to a satisfied customer. But an unsatisfied customer is much louder.
Oh, yeah.
Than a satisfied customer.
They stand in the middle of the room, the center of the room, and shout it out to the top of their lungs.
Exactly.
And their voice projects to everybody. You know the old adage. You have one good customer, and they'll tell one person, one unhappy customer, they tell 10 or 20,000 these days with social media.
It's a lot more.
Exactly. Correct.
So I told my story. It's your turn to tell your story.
I got one actually last week, and I told you we have a 30-day guarantee. And sometimes when we go out and we do the cleaning, it may not come out the first time, especially depending on what you have, in the carpet, whatever the issue is. And so, customer calls back and says, "Hey, this is a scam. It didn't work. I paid you, and it didn't come out the way that you said it would." And so we try to say, "Well, ma'am, it's fine. So really, it's okay." They think they have to get loud and angry for us to do the right thing, but we already know, we're going to do the right thing. So once they calm down, ma'am, it's okay. That happens sometimes. It's not abnormal. We'll come back out and make it right for you. And they're just like, "Oh, well." That sounds good. You know, I'm still angry, but you gave. Hold on a second. You know, it's like they still want to be angry, but wow, I didn't expect that response.
Right,
You know, I didn't
right.
expect to get what I wanted so easily.
Yeah.
You know, okay, when can you come? You know.
Yeah, exactly.
You diffused the whole situation and did the pattern interrupt where they wasn't expecting you.
Yeah.
To them, it's like it's going to be button heads. You know, let's fight.
It's like I prepared myself to be way angrier than I am
Exactly.
right now.
Exactly. As soon as you diffuse it, now it's like, okay, now what? So now they have to change their whole demeanor.
Yeah,
Right.
and then they start praising you, patting you on the head.
Yeah,
and
of
it's
course.
like, I'm going to tell everybody how good you are. You know,
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a second ago, it wasn't
Yeah.
that way.
And that's all you have to say.
You
when
know,
you're like,
Customer retention is a huge thing, and we discussed that.
Sure.
But also, one of the things I think we touched on at the beginning was the upsell, which is huge for entrepreneurs because now you're getting more value or more, you're getting more dollars spend from each customer.
Sure.
So-
raising that lifetime customer value.
Yeah. And then you're
Absolutely.
lowering your CPA, your cost per acquisition as well, because now you're selling more and it's making more money. I know that you have and I've had a carpet cleaning company in the past, so I know upsells is the lifeline of the business. It's not just on the phone, but also when you get in, and it's not. And the thing about carpet cleaning is you're not upselling things they don't need.
That's the
It's-
thing. Yeah, that's the thing
Yeah,
is that we're not trying to push the whole
Yeah.
price book
no,
on you.
No, not at all.
No, at least a good company doesn't do that. You know, they
Yeah.
again, like I said before, they listen to your needs, and then they offer things that that make sense.
These
for-
are options.
right. These options.
Yeah.
And it's easier to sell something when you're actually benefiting the customer. When you believe in what you're doing,
Right.
and the customer believes, and it's actually beneficial for them. So really, it's not like you're selling it; they're buying from you. You're not selling to the customer anymore, but they're purchasing from you because they
good.
want it.
That's a good perspective.
And
yeah.
and it really is a different perspective, especially when you are providing a service that can really make a difference in their lives or their kids' lives. Like I said, air duct cleaning. When we go in, a lot of people don't. That's a business that's starting to gain some traction and credibility. And so they're finding out that indoor air is more polluted than outdoor air, and we're living in that environment every single day.
Right.
And so when you come in from the home, you bring stuff in from your shoes or whatever it may be. And so you have kids with asthma or allergies or anything like that. We can come in, we can clean the air ducts, and then we can disinfect them. And then you're living the results every day. We're changing people's lives. We're creating better, healthier indoor environments for our customers, and as well as companies and stuff like that for their
pretty much,
employees.
everybody. I
You
mean,
know?
Removing that sick building. Remember the big thing a few years ago was
Right.
building a sick building because of the air circulating and all the bad stuff going in, pollutants, etc.
Right.
You guys definitely do have a system now where you guys work on that.
Yeah, I mean, we've got testimonials like crazy. Just thank you so much for coming in and cleaning your air ducts, and I can breathe again.
Right.
It feels so good. Where you really there was one company that we cleaned their air ducts, and I was a particular employee of theirs that really had trouble breathing, and every time they went in to work, they had a hard time breathing, and it was really just a nightmare for them. And we went in there and we cleaned the duct system for them. We sanitized the vents and the surrounding areas inside there, and we just got this awesome testimonial, just saying, for the first time in years, I'm comfortable at work. I can breathe. I can go into work and be productive and feel good. So
Yeah.
that makes us feel good because what
That's
we're
major.
doing
That's
we're
major.
doing is changing people's lives. We're not just cleaning carpet anymore and getting that spot off the carpet. We're creating healthier environments for people, and that is
Yeah.
something you can believe in, and it makes you feel good when you do that.
that ties into my sales meeting this morning. My sales meeting this morning was, we have to remember the why.
Yes.
We have to remember the why we're doing this. We're doing this to help people. We're doing this because a lot of people don't realize, like in my industry, with student loans, a lot of people just feel trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't realize that there's options out there that can actually give them some relief. So by us doing our job and being professional and really just speaking to them and allowing them to understand what it is that we do, going back to like, listen, learn, trust, invest.
Yep.
All right, get them to like you, learn, listen from both ends, trust, and then invest. So, I mean, the why behind it is huge, and getting connected to the why is the mission.
Sure.
Getting connected to the why is the value system. Exactly. So that was a key thing that you said. So good job, man. That's cool.
Thank you very much.
That's cool.
It feels good.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's feeling good. I get back to this healthy environment. I think the way businesses are going now, and I think we saw it in the Super Bowl this last year, all the advertisements and things, they were really socially grounded.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
They're more
You
in
know.
tune with the generation, what they care about.
Right, yeah, there's a shift going on with social consciousness right now where people are, looking more at quality of life.
Yep.
And how is this working in my life overall, not just is this a solution for now or a solution for later. And this company, what do they really care about?
Absolutely. And the internet and review sites and stuff like that, it's been really helpful for companies like us that are the good guys in the business, and we're trying to uphold this good reputation when there's 10,000 phonies out there that in the past someone would just call them because they're cheap, get a bad experience, and then tell friends, but that's really all they can do. These days, those guys are starting to get weeded out a little bit because people are figuring them out faster, and people, like you said before, care about the quality of service, care about the quality of life, and people are willing to pay a little bit more for a job done well.
Yeah, I know. I
The first time.
The first time, exactly.
Done
Right.
the first time.
It's
That's
actually a
done well.
cost savings at that
Exactly.
point.
Yeah.
So, one of the things we didn't ask, Mike, is what's the phone number to Stanley Steamer?
You can call it 1-800-STEAMER. You can always call that one. That'll
Jingle again. Give us this jingle again.
call 1-800-STEAMER.
Oh,
like that?
yeah, you got the
How about
eyebrows
that?
going and everything. You were serious about that.
I felt that one.
Good.
Or you can just call our local number or direct line if you're in South Florida here, Delray area, which is 561-994-0064.
Say it again a little slow, please.
561-994-0064. That'll get you straight to us. But if not, if you forget, 1-800-STEAMER will get you there.
Yeah, well, that's good information to know. So, is there anything that you want to tell us about your business? Because we're getting into we've talked about a lot.
We have.
But I've been asking a lot of questions. Kirst asked a few questions. Is there anything that you want to share with people, out there?
Man, really, just, things that I've talked about so far is what I feel most strong about is one, the integrity of our company, and two, that just getting the word out there that we do so much more than what people think that we do, just carpet cleaning. Stanley Steamer Carpet Cleaner. That's just, it's almost like that's the company name. It's just, Stanley Steamer Carpet Cleaner. And when we do so much more, and if you need furniture, tile and grout, hard surfaces such as marble, natural stone, air ducts, anything like that, give us a call. We'd be more than happy to come out, provide you a free estimation,
Cool.
and take care of you.
All right,
Beautiful.
cool.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure
Yeah.
being here.
Well, yeah, all right, and we'll come back after the break.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
sticking
you
around.
can leave if you want to. I mean, would you get one of those one reviews that you got to go handle
Yeah, I
outside
got
or
it.
something? We'll be back after the break, and we'll wrap up for today.
Is student loan debt weighing you down? If so, listen to this very important message. Back on June 9th, 2014, President Obama declared new executive actions that would lift the crushing weight of student loan debt, including a presidential memorandum permitting around 5 million federal student loan borrowers to put a cap on their monthly payments. If you have federal student loan debt and would like to know your options, call Trusted Debt Solutions at 888-214-0140. That's 888-214-0140. Trusted Debt Solutions prepares your documents for this new student loan relief program in the fastest way, saving you from the struggle and confusion and possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You can apply if you are in default, late on payments, or if your wages are being garnished. Almost all federal loans are accepted into this program regardless of your credit. Call 888-214-0140 to find out how Obama's new executive action might affect your student loan payments. That's 888-214-0140.
Meet Mary. She's an entrepreneur, but she's struggling. She needs more sales, but is having trouble finding customers. Unfortunately, business is growing too slowly. She spends all her time working. There's no budget for marketing. That was until she discovered the power of referrals. We taught her our simple system for using referrals to achieve rapid business growth, higher conversions, higher customer loyalty, and higher customer value. So now Mary can be happy. More sales, more profits, and more time to spend with her family. Let us show you how to use referrals to boost your business. Call us now at 888-397-9786. That's 888-397-9786. You have been listening to Trusted Biz Radio, who bring the making of a great business plan or project to life. Serial entrepreneur Shimmy and Frederick and business consultant Kurt Lucien will bring you ideas, guests, and great information every week on WNN 1470 and invite you to call in or join our online chat on Facebook. Just type Trusted Biz Radio. Now, back to our show.
And we're back. We're here with Mike from Stanley Steamer and, of course, Kurt. All right. So we've been talking about customer service. We've learned a lot about carpeting and carpet cleaning and other services that Stanley Steamer does. We've learned about upsells. We spoke about some of the upsells. We spoke about the why that people do things. And, now I just want to just talk about customer service in general.
Okay.
The three of us all have businesses that we have to run on a daily basis. And there's a lot of listeners out there that have businesses as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a lot of people that are looking to start businesses right now and maybe don't know the first step to take. Now, my philosophy is first step is to work out what your value system is.
Sure.
What is it that you're going to be offering and who you are as a company and what the spirit of that company is. Mission statement, we discussed some of that stuff the other day. And then it takes, from me, it took a lot of work. It took a lot of sacrifice and things like that. How about you? What are some of the keys to your success?
It's funny. My dad has a quote that he says to me all the time is that if you want to know how to be successful, just do what successful people do. And and just follow success. Success always follows each other. And so included in that is obviously having integrity and having core values. That's number one, always. But you really have to be willing to put in the hard work. It's a lot of people, they see people like Mark Zuckerberg or, you create a Facebook and then, oh, wow, he's lucky. He's got this, website thing that's going well for him. But people don't realize how much work he put into.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, are just trying to hit the big time without willing to put in the work necessary to get you there.
Yeah,
it all seems easy once it's up and running, but getting to that point, you have to be willing, like you said, to sacrifice, to put in that work, and do it honestly, and do it passionately. That's the word that I would like to use is passion.
Yeah.
If you don't have passion for what you're doing and for your business that you're starting, you won't be successful. It's that simple, because that is when you think of better ideas that other people have. That's when you really go outside of the box. That's when you put in more work. It doesn't feel like work when it's a passion of yours. And,
right.
And that's another thing my father always says is that if you're passionate about it doesn't feel like work. You just get into it.
You do it for free.
Yeah.
And I have done it for free.
Not that passionate about it, but no. But
Kurt, how about you?
Well, in terms of what was stated apart, once you get the whole vision and the mission and all that stuff out of mind, you definitely pinpoint your target. Who's your target market?
Know your target.
You can't be everything to everyone. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Your product or your service is geared towards a certain niche, a certain demographics. Not saying that you cannot expand, but first to gain traction, focusing on one particular niche, one particular target group that you want to cater towards. And then once you start building that rapport, building that reputation of giving good quality service, or your product being of a good quality, then you could expand, because now you have that foundation to roll upon. Now you say that, Stanley Stevens does so many different things, but we know them for doing one thing great.
Right.
So now that you guys have kind of covered the market with doing that one service, carpet cleaning, so well, you got that know, like, and trust. People know you, people like you, people trust you. So now when you introduce them to something new, it's easy for them to say, okay, yeah, you did a great job with us on the carpet. Well, I don't see why we can't use it to do the floors and to do the grout and to do the ducts and to do, so it makes it a lot easier. So start off, don't try to be everything to everyone. Nichify, simplify it. KIS, keep it simple. Yes,
What about the last S?
Well, that's for sunshine. Keep it simple, sunshine.
Oh, sunshine. Okay.
yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid. You just keep it simple. But absolutely, you're right.
Yeah.
Because a confused mind never buys. If someone's confused based on what it is you're trying to do, what it is you're trying to present to them, they'll just be like a deer in the headlights. They stare and glassy eyed. What is he trying to do to me? What is he trying to sell to me? What does he offer?
You got to know who you are. You also got to know who you're not. You know,
that's a good one. Yeah.
And that's when you start getting in trouble. Is when, like you said, you try to do everything, but you're not good at one particular thing. There's always a niche, and if you're interested in it, that means there's 1,000 other people out there that are interested in it as well.
Right.
You each have to find that niche and know who you are, and also who you're not. Though that's also what's important too.
Right.
So if you can do that, then you can be successful.
Sweet.
Yeah. And success is what it's all about, and success is measured, in so many different ways. By each
That's a whole other
hour long show.
I was about to say, we're not going there today. We're not going there today. We'll do that another time. So, moving forward, what I'd like to do is this. I'd like to say that, I enjoyed you immensely.
Thank you.
Mike, thanks for coming in.
So much.
Your wealth of knowledge. And very cool, calm, and collected. I like that.
And the baby face helps as well.
The baby face
Yeah,
helps.
the baby face helps.
All right.
It tricks them. Yeah.
The core value that resonates most for me that you said is integrity. And, since I've known you, you've been 100% integrity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
The things that I like to implement or ask, not us, but people, is what is it that they want to hear? They can reach us on our website, which is trustedbizradio.com. That's trustedbizradio.com. Or you can call in 800-385-7696. Again, 800-385-7696. And listen to the prompts there. There's a few different prompts if you want to call in for the show, if you want to submit ideas, or maybe want to be a guest on the show. By all means, give us a call and let us work you into the schedule. I really am glad to have this platform to share with people. And as an entrepreneur and a serial entrepreneur, one of my visions is really helping other people see their dreams come true. So when we're bringing guests on and, Kurt and I are sitting down and talking, we're showing you people who have their dreams come true. And if there's any way that we can help anybody get to that next level, give a call in. Come on the show. Let's talk about it. This show is used as a platform for the greater good. And that's really the why for me. The why for me, and I'll share something with you before we have to wrap up. Adriana's, I'm sure, going to give me some code or something like that we have to wrap up. But the reason why I became an entrepreneur, I never shared this with the group. The reason I became an entrepreneur is I saw my dad. He worked for, I don't want to say the company name.
Yes.
But he worked for a company for 25 years. All right. And, had an incident on the job, accident, where he became unable to work in the capacity that they wanted him. And, the company went bankrupt. So there was no pension. There was no, and he was still too young to collect Social Security. And I felt at that time as a kid that the company turned their back on him. because I'm sure that the high-level people still got paid and golden
yeah.
parachutes and things like that. At that point, I said to myself, you know what? I want to be in control of my own destiny. I saw what my dad went through, and people should be able to work at a place, enjoy where they're going to work, earn enough to support their families, and still have a good quality of life.
Here.
Absolutely.
And entrepreneurship does afford that, and it just affords it for me. And not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but by us being entrepreneurs, we're helping because we're creating jobs, and we're allowing other people to do exactly what they want to do or what they can do, and be able to support their families and their loved ones.
Sure. And when you help other people be successful, that's when you become successful.
That's so
Correct.
true.
Correct.
That's so true.
Wealth of knowledge right here. Wealth of knowledge.
Wealth of knowledge. So on that note, everyone, I want to say have a great week, a great prosperous week, and we'll see you next week on Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. Until then.
You have been listening to Trusted Biz Radio with serial entrepreneur Simeon Frederick and business consultant Kurt Lucien. Tune in next week for more information on how to build and strengthen your business. Visit our website for more information and upcoming events at trustedbizradio.com.